Hi, this is Yvon Prehn, and I would like to share with you our Mother's Day opportunity number one. This is part of a series of 3 videos where I'm showing you different communication pieces that you can use on Mother's Day. This first one is about how to encourage mothers. One of the best ways that you can encourage moms on Mother's Day is to encourage them to pray. Most mothers know that this is just such an important thing. Christian moms are always praying for their kids, and they know it's one of the most powerful things that they can do. However, they may not see the results of their prayers with earthly eyes. They may not see the results for a long time, and so encourage them in this. One wonderful way you can do that is to give out a piece entitled One Mother's Prayers. And let me go ahead and read it to you. It takes about 3 minutes. You can just relax, close your eyes, sit back and listen to it. Or if you're in a really big hurry, just fast forward through this. But I'd encourage you to listen. One Mother's Prayers. Her worst fears had come true. Her son had become involved in a strange, mystical religion. She'd had such high hopes for him. Since his infancy, she prayed God would touch his life. Her husband wasn't a Christian and sometimes in a temper would taunt her praying, but she kept on. Her son grew up in a small town. The family owned their home, but they weren't wealthy. Determined their son would have a good education, they scrimped and saved to send him to school. Somehow his brother and sister didn't receive the same attention or prayers. He did extremely well in school. People began to notice his brilliant mind. A prominent citizen of the town set up a scholarship for her son's graduate studies. She was so proud. But her joy diminished with worries about his spiritual health. He attended church some, but he refused baptism, and there were little incidents, stealing, things like that. She worried, and she prayed. He excelled in graduate school and finished with high expectations. But his religion, his letters contained long explanations of finding true reality and speculation how reality divided into darkness and light. Jesus was not truly God incarnate, he said, but an example of pure light entrapped and suffering in matter. He'd always been good with words, but these words wounded her. She decided to visit him. She thought her heart could stand no more pain, but she was wrong. He was living with a girl and they weren't married. They had a son. She was a grandmother, but she couldn't be proud of it. In desperation, she explained the situation to her minister. He told her that the son of so many tears could never come to destruction. Somehow, the message seemed from God. The years passed. Her son was unhappy with his job. He was often ill. He left the girl, but kept the son. Finally, he became disillusioned with his mystical religion and began to question her about God. He started to go to church again. There he found Christian friends and questioned them. He began to read the Bible. Her prayers increased. Her husband died, but he'd become a Christian in his final illness. She too grew weaker, older. She feared she would die before the prayers for her son were answered. Her grandson was a teenager now, and she went to visit. A changed son met her, a son hungry to know about God, asking questions, requesting prayer. A son who would one day rush to tell her he'd given his life to God by trusting Jesus as his personal Savior. At Easter, her son and grandson were baptized. Their times together now were so precious, talking about the Lord and praying together. Her prayers overflowed with thanks, but still she desired much more for her son. She knew her son as a Christian less than a year. In the August after his Easter baptism, she breathed her last and went home to the Savior, to whom she'd spent so much of her life talking. She never saw with earthly eyes the great man of God her son became. She never heard his great sermons or read writings that determined much of Christian theology. She never knew her son's insights would jog Martin Luther into seeing that one is justified by faith alone. She would never hear her son's words that have caused so many hearts to consider Jesus as Savior. Thou hast made us for thyself, O Lord, and our hearts are restless until they rest in thee. Every part of this story is true. The mother who prayed was Monica, the mother of St. Augustine. This has been used for many, many years for many people as an encouragement, and you can use it too as an invitation. You can use it as an encouragement to moms, not only for Mother's Day, but for mothers' prayer groups, moms' morning. out for in many ways. You can give it away at your Mother's Day services or anytime there's a ladies event. You can use it as a follow-up piece if you have welcomed new moms to your church on Mother's Day. But however you use it, it's available in different sizes. There are PDFs, there's Microsoft Publisher editable ones, there are JPEGs, there's just all sorts of things on our website. And the 8.5 by 11-inch sizes, these are blank on the back. You could add information about your women's ministry, again, inviting women to other events, just anything that you would like to use, you can use it in that way. Also, too, for moms, a little bit more kind of just fun and always enjoyable are recipe cards. These are my recipes for apple pie and how to make a frozen pie crust look and taste homemade. They're I've got all the rights to them. You can use them however you want. And this is a really fun way to put again invitations to women's ministry events on the back side. Everybody keeps a recipe, and there you have just a continuing reminder of some of the different things that your church does for women. So all of these materials are effective on churchcom.com. On Facebook, there's additional deals, special updates, all that sort of thing. And on Twitter, additional information also. So check these things out, download the materials, and may the Lord give you a wonderful Mother's Day.